Hey, morning team. Today is June 30th, 2023, and we are in Cluster API provider meeting for IBM Cloud. Right? Yeah, let me just quickly make this entry for today's call so that we can start updating. Okay. And then let me remove the recording as well. As usual, we'll go through features, release, backlogs, and then whatnot. And then also for our yesterday's discussion, we'll have to even go through one of the issue, right, Prajot? That also we'll discuss in this call. Okay.
Okay, Manju.
Let me quickly jump over to the repository, and then we will see what we have delivered so far in last almost 1 month. Okay. I go to backlog, June 2nd. Yeah, not much, not much. What I see from June 2nd. So one change we made on June 2nd is for modifying the CAPI IBM to use, do not use get API. Okay. So this is basically for avoiding the usage of get API key details APIs, whatever, right? So basically, yeah, I mean, what was happening is that, so you want to talk, Amulya?
Yes, Manju, sure. So basically, if when we are using this get API key details to fetch the account ID. So while using this, the API key which we actually use for pass to this function, it requires access to actually perform this function, and that access a normal user might not have. It requires some additional permissions. So if a normal user is trying to use CAPI IBM ADM and try to do some operation, it would fail. It failed for me also because I didn't have those permissions to perform this API call. So then we decided it's better to switch to the normal way of how we were parsing the URL and fetching it, and hence we just decided to move away from it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, we found that solution will be better because not every user will have accounts related API access, which is required for this particular API, what we were using earlier. So this requires accounts information, like accounts access for that users, which is really difficult to have. So that's why we just fall back, as Molly mentioned. And then also, I would say, like, if you don't really have let's say mechanism like the key creation or service ID creations or policy creations and all that, if you really have that flow, so this should work fine because that user should also have the accounts access. But if your user doesn't really do any of those operations like account related operations or the service ID or profile access control operations, better avoid using this API, right? So that's something we should focus on. All right, so the next another, but any questions for now? Okay. So the next change we made is for server port. So this is custom server port for Power BI. Earlier it used to be like just hard-coded 6443. So now user can use anything else, right? So of course those ports should be whitelisted in Power BI as a environment. So not necessarily they can use anything they want, but there is some limitation in terms of the ports range for Power BI service, so they can always find that in IBM Cloud Docs. So only those ports can be used. Okay. Anything you want to add, Rajat?
No, Manju, we are good, I think.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this PR is mainly for is he using CAPI ADM command?
Yes, Manju, it's
Yeah.
like moving away from the other we were using. I think this was for just installing CAPI IBM IDM,
Yep, yep.
because earlier there was some issue we were facing.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Of course. building and then using, right? So if I
Yeah,
can,
yeah, building from
so
main and using
yes,
it.
yes, yes. Earlier we used to have issues like we were using some release or older version of
Yeah, yeah,
ADM command, so that was not
yeah.
really correct, right? So I mean, if you're
Yes.
running for PR, so it should just use that, or for that particular branch, if you're trying to make this run it should just build that binary from that code base and then use it. So that's the code change we made for this one.
Yes.
All right. All right, so there are some Docker changes. So you want to talk, Priyut, the problem statement? Priyut, you there? Yeah.
Yes, Manju, I'm there. Yeah, Manju. So one thing what I noticed here was that since we uninstalled Docker, right, and started using the other options like Podman and run, so it was giving issue while pulling the latest image that it pulls for Dockerfile syntax. So basically, the 1.1 experimental, I think it was generated using the very long back, right? So it was having that OCR related pulling error on Podman. So I just bumped it up to use the latest syntax versions for Dockerfile that is being followed currently, and that pool is working fine with Podman. So yeah, so basically trying to bump up to the latest version. So no matter how you pull that image, it works fine. Um, Manju, if you are speaking, I can't hear you. Maybe
Yeah,
on.
sorry, I was just speaking on mute, so I just pressed
Okay.
this mute button. So sorry. Yeah, so yeah, after this, we just push this Golang lint bump. I mean, which did contain some of these so the other changes, like it was forcing us to return the parameters that we have taken care and then whatnot. So yeah, some of the minor issues with the code change for this 1.53.2. Right. All right, and after that, I think we just updated the version to 143 Cappy. Um, yeah, so, but yeah, still we still have the pending task for updating to 1.5 version. But I see recently a mail from Cappy team saying that it is further delayed to some time. Not sure. Prajat, any outlook or any updates on that part?
Yes, Manju. So no, so the beta version is already released
Okay,
for 1.5. The next beta version was supposed to be released on July 4th, but that's the US holiday, right? So they'll be having it, I think, a day after on July 5th, the next beta release. Otherwise, everything is going as per plan, I think, and July 14th something is we having a code freeze for the actual
okay.
1.5 release. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I think we are good to use this right anyway. So this is got released, I think, couple of days back.
Yeah.
So I think why don't we just start using it? So I think I'll just point that in that issue. Quickly I'll look at we have this issue, right? So maybe I'll just update that issue so that we get started adopting that. Um, well, let's see. Is out. Let's adopt that, right? So that we can just start working on this. All right. Yeah, by then, by then we get the release candidates. I think we'll be in good shape to, sort of directly, sort of migrate to that release version with element of testing. So that should be taken care. Okay. All right. Coming back to yeah, the commit changes. Like we have just discovered the stuff what we delivered in past 1 month, and the next one what yeah, the releases. I don't think we have done any releases in the past 1 month, if I'm not wrong. The last release was on May 22. I think we will see if we can update all the, sort of packages in .5 release, and then maybe we'll release another one. Yeah, so we can do that, I think. And for the master 0.6, we will release once we merge beta version of beta version of Cappy version, right? And let's see how old the 0.5. And last time we pushed 3 weeks back and with some Cappy update. Okay. I think what we can do is like we'll have to maybe look at the code and then update Go mod, because it's been a while we haven't updated anything there. Let's update Go mod and let's update Golang to the latest version, and then also update Cappy latest versions, and then we will release 0.5 latest. Maybe we'll just create a placeholder task for that. Update release. Just give me a minute. Okay. Release 0.5. Write this. We patch release. Okay. Just created that, and then the milestone should go as .x. Should be fine. All right, so nothing with respect to release, and backlogs will go to backlogs. Okay. First, we'll see like what do we have any other no milestone issues. Okay, there's one. Oh, this is the one we want to discuss, right, Prajot?
Yes, Manju. Yeah.
I hope the font is visible. Okay. But Prajit, did you get a chance to look at or go through the entire stuff, or can you give us a quick summary if you have done so?
Okay, Manju. So I have gone through it. My first impression is that the person who commented, right? He's kind of, I'm not sure if he's confusing the classic infrastructure that we have, right, in the IBM Cloud platform, with the version of the VPCs that we have. So he's kind of referring to two parts here. He's saying that the IBM Power VS is separate, right? What we have, for which we can use a certain abbreviation that he has specified below, like IBM Power VS or something. And he's of the impression that what we have for IBM VPC, it works for IBM VPC as well as for the IBM Classic Cloud Infrastructure.
Okay.
That is what he is referring to. And then below at the end, he has given some suggestions to follow as per certain guidelines to renaming or naming, right, which you can follow.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what he has given.
Okay. So I think point number one, yes, we're not using or we're not supporting Classic anymore.
Yes, yeah.
Let's maybe call that out. And yeah, I mean, we don't have that support for this project at the moment. So I mean, it was there in the previous releases. We just dropped it. So it was there initially in um, 1.0.0 dot wax whatever. This is what the repository which had the classic support and all that. So which is not been maintained for years now. Yeah, what we can, yeah, I mean, let's do one thing. I'll also take a look, and then maybe we'll have to reply to this mail saying that. But yeah, I mean, saying that the classic is not supported in this project,
Okay.
and also, yeah, I mean, but any feedback we can take, consider it, still we can take, and then maybe sort of
Uh, uh,
adopt.
yeah, Manju. So the only feedback I think is the renaming suggestions that he has given, right? So we can take those renaming, like how he's suggesting renaming IBM VPC related all the files and IBM Power is related, so that there is a clear distinction between the 2. That is what he has suggested. And
Okay.
also he's talking something about the CSI driver there, in the middle, right? Yeah, there on top. Yeah, so he was saying that he was trying to create a cluster, and by default it was trying to install IBM CSS driver for him, right? So I'm not sure why it is happening for that. Maybe because he's trying to do this for classic infrastructure, right? Maybe it has something to do with it, that because he was, if you can see, he has mentioned that he was trying to do it on a bare metal or something. If
Okay.
infrastructure is equal to bare metal.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but that should go to the CSA changes, right? I mean, okay, so you mean like he deployed a bare metal type of VMs for
yeah, so
Eclipse
classics are,
API?
yeah, so I think basically he's trying to use this project on a classic bare metal which we
Not
get on
classic. Is it classic or VPC?
this bare metal, I think IBM
Bare
Cloud.
metal is a VPC.
Yeah, yeah,
VPC also got bare
VPC
metal.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has mentioned on top here.
Okay.
And he has said that he has specified platform ID as IBM Cloud. And
IBMCloud bare metal successfully read and I reads the ID and any cloud unit will correctly boot the node and append to create its cluster. However, the boot of the node does not correctly distinguish the IS type.
proceeds to
Okay,
install the
proceeds to
IBM.
install IBM. Okay, driver. This is an incorrect option. Okay. Um. Okay, so maybe he meant maybe like or the type of all right. Type of machine, maybe. Type of, is it a virtual or bare metal, right? Maybe I
Okay.
think what we can do is, I think there are feedbacks from, we can take some feedbacks from this machine, like from this um, issue as well. So we need to experiment whether we want to have some sort of a labels, based on the type of nodes. For example, let's say you will add like virtual server or virtual or something like that key for
Yeah.
virtual, and bare metal, maybe we can have some sort of a bare metal keys or whatever. So we can look at the APIs and then what type of information they give. Based on that, maybe we can feed some information to the label, right?
Okay. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. No problem. Can do that. So it's up to, I mean, again, it is not going to stop them still deploying the, CSI further on this deploy cluster. But again, they have to make some changes in the CSI to consider the eligibility of the nodes and then whatnot. Okay, based on the labels or whatever, right? Okay. New drive should be appended to the, okay, so LVM local storage. Okay. I fully appreciate this. Okay. Yeah, he just did mention out of scope anyway. But I think we let's do that. I think let's classify the nodes, sort of based on, like, as in we can just add an additional sort of tag
Label.
label. Yes, yes. Um, uh, the node should be able to operate keyboard. Not sure what is this. Should be able to operate KubeVirt without further issues. Currently, this CSR driver will report. This is CSR issues. Something you really need to worry about that. What do you expect? Parameter nodes is as is part of IBM. So this is not IBM classic. It is. It's not obvious. Okay. Type IBM code. So he really okay. Again, he's creating confusion here. So he says that the bare metal node is of type IBM Cloud. Okay. And something is
Maybe I think he's referring to the default what we have, right? Like, I'm not sure.
okay. Let's ask questions. Let's
Okay.
ask questions. I think asking question would be a better idea. So maybe can you just make sure we just ask all the let's answer the whatever answers we know, like whatever answers we know for the questions. Remaining we can we can question him back saying that what really this mean and then what not, right? So and also we can ask like his deployment environment, what really he tried and then what not. Some of those things we can do, right? And then of course we can work on some of those enhancements, for example, the bare metals and all that. So we can have some sort of additional label can be, we can attach some additional labels to the VMs and then whatnot. So that can be done.
Okay, Manju. Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay. Labeling part. Okay, so one quick question I have. So the labeling we can do it to a machine, but how those labelings will be taken forwarded? Like, I'm not sure whether we are attaching any labels to.
the,
Um,
the nodes you meant.
yeah. So Karthik, any idea like?
Manju, I think previously when I checked, they were working on feature called the propagation from this machine deployment to node. If you set some labels on the deployment, it is propagating to the node. I'm not sure what is the, maybe that PR also might have much. Maybe I can check and I will update on that.
Yeah, sure. Just check it and then let us know if we can use some of those features.
Yeah, I think it should be supported now. I will confirm.
Yeah, let's explore that part.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it is there, we can just make use of that. Otherwise, we'll just blindly just add some labels and then leave it up to CCM or someone else. They want to use those fields later, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good discussion. So I think not sure whether we can deal everything in. I'll just make it next, maybe.
And Manju, if you scroll at the end, right, he has mentioned their second last point, right, for the IBM Cloud Classic, where he's talking about that the PR exists but was never implemented. So not sure which PR he is talking about. Is it in our repo or he's talking about?
This part was I don't know the issue. Maybe issue exists or
Yeah,
something
maybe
like
I'll
that.
just maybe we'll just tag him there and ask him to just send a link or something to that also, so we can take a look.
Oh, he meant IBM Cloud Virtual Servers Classic or IBM Cloud Elemental Classic. We'll just ignore everything for the Classic. So we're not going to use anything, or we are not going to, sort of deal with Classic infrastructure anyways.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yeah. I'll make that clear in my comment.
Yeah, let's make sure anything with Classic we are not supporting at the moment in this. Right, so let's make sure that part.
Okay.
And so yeah, so that's the idea, and then we will support VPC and then Power VS going forward. So that's what they are. That's what should be our statement. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure from where, like what team this guy is coming from. So I think we can discuss with this person also, understand his use case. What is he trying to solve? No, that's right. So that way we can implement some of this stuff in our provider. Right? That. Okay. Anything
Yeah,
else?
yeah. What I think is right. For a CAPI IBM Cloud, in the home page, I think we should, if you could add a image or some description saying that IBM Cloud this have handles both VPC and Power VS. That would be helpful because even I got a question from the OpenShift as well, since we are using CAPI there. So, uh, can we use IBM Cloud to use test Power VS? Something, that kind of questions I have heard from the people.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, if you see right in the repo, we have an image under docs. So that image is pretty clear. So if we, maybe it's not here in the code itself.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that should be fine. I think, yeah, I mean, I consider those points. I think let's maybe have some sort of where you want to have. So here, maybe under this section, we should have some sort of information. Right?
Yes.
So what is
That
supported
would
and
be
what is not.
here or in the repo itself, because people usually go to the repo and
Which
currently
repo?
yeah,
Here?
here
Here,
somewhere
right?
down. Yeah. One
Okay.
small image indicating that it can support VPC and Power VS.
Okay. Okay.
So that will provide a better idea.
Okay. Here and somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's do that. We should do that. If not, so both the place, let's do that.
Yeah, sure.
Rajat, can you maybe create an issue for that and then make sure we just have clear-cut information like, what is this repository and then what are we supporting and then pointing to the links
Yeah.
about
Yes, Manju. Yeah,
what the
I'll add that information.
for the service. Okay,
Okay.
let's create an issue for that.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, so pull request for what? Okay, so this is still pending. I don't think the person is really sort of, I don't see any further progress on this. Okay. It's okay. Let's go back to issues and let's do milestone wise 0.6. Handle add finalizer properly. Okay.
Yeah, Manju, so I'm looking at this one, but I was hoping to get more info, like what exactly is happening.
Oh yeah, even I forgot. I do. Okay, I'll take a look and then let you know.
Okay, Manju, fine.
Okay, this is the sad part. Okay, this one, who want to work on this? Amulya, you want to take a look? Because you have done this before.
Yeah, sure, Manju.
Okay. So anyone wants to fix this IBM Cloud stuff? The logo?
I can do that, Manju. I'll try to get it fixed.
Okay. But there's no other way to mention the style tag, style or, sort of CSS for this image. Oh, right. Okay, so the image needs to be modified, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, but that will go in the tilt file, right? HTML of that, I think.
But I'm not sure what did he modify? Other than the SVG file itself he modified?
Uh, where did background?
I'm not sure. Um,
I think he's replacing the file with his own edited version there. Not sure.
yeah, maybe here. Right. See. I think that we can do. So maybe just quickly open that SVG file wherever in our repository where we are storing this image and just make this as white. Right. So if you see this style background color white, right?
Yes, yes.
So this needs to be just changed to whatever. Should work red. See?
Okay.
Okay. Let's do that. Thank you. Oops. Enhance the doc. I think nobody's done anything with this. Any update on Amulya on this?
Not yet, Manju. No update as of now. I'll take a look on what needs to be changed and all that. Probably list down
Yeah.
what needs to be. Yeah.
I think let's do one thing. Let's not try to tackle everything in one shot. So let's try. I mean, maybe we can, split this issue into, multiple phases. So
Yes.
what you can do is like maybe just take a couple of hours and then maybe you can work with Prajot or Karthik or anyone else for that matter, and then list down all the suggestions and then findings part of this task, and then we can split that, or we can take that particular list maybe in subsequent releases, right? So that we can do. Let's do
Okay.
that. Okay.
Yeah, sure, Manju. Yeah.
Let's not try fixing everything. It's not possible. All right. Pushing the dock. Any update on this, Rajat? For all the different branches?
No, Manju, I don't see any update on the PR that I have raised. So I had tagged that guy, I think, couple of times. Not this one. There is one more PR in the. Let me check. I have that open.
Oh, can you update that?
Yes, yes, I'll add that. Yeah, I'll add that here. Yeah, Manju, so I'm waiting for that other PR to get merged where I'm adding the multiple URLs, right, to that single DNS entries basically. So yeah,
Okay.
then maybe I'll try to tag that person again today, and hopefully, if it goes through, yeah.
Yeah, let's tag someone else for that repository, like if there are some other owners, right? Then
Yes,
that one.
actually, it has got assigned to someone, but that person tagged someone else, and both of them are not responding. So I'll try to see if I can find someone else now.
Okay, fine. And explore E2E framework to avoid using Calico.
Yeah, no update, Manju. I was just working on that aborting issue with Raji to understand why the E2 is aborting. And I thought I'll just fix this.
Okay, okay, fine. Add scale from 0 to, I don't see any update from Keetana as well. I think she is going on vacation for next couple of weeks. Not sure if she'll.
Yeah, she was working on this. Maybe once she's back in vacation, she might have submitted.
Does she have something working or she don't have anything?
Not sure, Manju. Maybe I can.
Yeah, let's talk to her, understand if she has any code. So then otherwise maybe one of us just take it and then submit. Shouldn't
Yeah,
take like a couple of hours, like maybe within, with effort of 1 hour, we should be able to push it. Let me know.
yeah, sure.
All right. Let, and then reduce code duplication in clusters template. And this is also pending.
Yeah, so I have some changes, Manju. I'll just have to like work on them and I'll have something up by next week.
Okay, thank you. All right, that's about a backlog. Okay, so let me see if anything you want to pull it from the remaining release next. Okay, this one we will further discuss and then reply to that person. And then we'll find like we can take some feedback also. I don't know, the add unit test for record.co. The person says that, and then I don't see any further information. What else is PKG record? Do we really need to do anything there? Record, okay, record. Oh yeah. Mm, yeah, right now we're not doing anything, any UT here anyways. Yeah, let's see, let's explore later. When we get some time, explore automation for the image build, it should be fine. This is a low priority, it's not really worry. Trusted class for support for VPC. This is the PR or the pending PR is for this one, isn't it? Okay, I don't see any update there. Bootstrap cluster with ignition. So this is okay. Fedora Core guys, I think they have done something in the testing and stuff. We'll have to explore. So still haven't seen the builds in the release repository. The Fedora Core, maybe once they publish in the release page, we can explore this. And then for this, like machine pool is something which is pending anyway. So that is not really suitable for us, I believe. Yeah, we'll have to check what else is remaining. Hey, Karthik, can we check what else is remaining in part of this task?
Yeah, Manju, we decided to close this along with the VPC one. The PR is raised, right?
The cluster class one?
Yeah, even Shilpa
No.
was working on that. Even
Then we can, okay, then we can just close this, right? Because anyway, cluster class we already have an, cluster class we already have another issue for that, right?
yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, can just close it. It's just a duplicate.
Yeah.
Mm. Cluster class VPC one already. Okay. Add instrumentation in back burner. I don't think we have any bandwidth here, so we'll look at it later. All right, so that is all. I believe we have discussed issues, releases, PRs, the features what we have delivered, what needs to be done next couple of weeks at least. Anything else, guys?
Nothing from my end, Manju.
No, Manju.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, in that case, have a nice day, folks. Then we can do. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.